When the grid goes down, nothing explodes. There's no dramatic music, no sirens screaming in unison, no cinematic collapse. At first, it feels almost disappointing. The lights cut out, phones lose signal, Wi-Fi dies, people curse, reset routers, check breakers, and assume someone, somewhere, is already fixing it. That assumption is the first mistake, because the first 24 hours after the grid fails aren't about chaos. They're about delay, about denial, about millions of people behaving as if normal life will resume any minute now, and that delay is what sets the conditions for everything that follows. Hour 1 feels manageable. Elevators stop between floors. Traffic lights go dark. Stores switch to emergency lighting. Generators kick on in hospitals and data centers. The city doesn't feel dead. It feels paused. People don't panic yet. They wait. They call utilities. They refresh news feeds. They sit in their cars at dead intersections, politely taking turns, still obeying rules that only exist because electricity once enforced them. At this stage, most people still believe the system is intact. They believe authority exists. They believe help is coming. It's not. By hour 3, the first cracks appear. Cellular networks degrade as backup power drains. Calls don't connect. Texts arrive late or not at all. Internet-dependent services quietly die. Payment systems fail. Credit cards stop working. ATMs go dark. That's when the first real anxiety sets in. Not fear, anxiety. The uncomfortable realization that modern life is balanced on a very thin wire and someone just cut it. People rush to grocery stores, not in panic yet, in urgency. Shelves empty faster than anyone expects. Water goes first, then bread, then anything canned, then batteries, then baby formula, then pet food. Store employees have no answers. Managers have no authority. Supply trucks aren't coming. By hour 6, gas stations become flashpoints. Pumps don't work without power. Some stations have generators, but fuel delivery has already stopped. Long lines form. Tempers flare. Arguments break out. People realize their vehicles are now just expensive metal shells, unless they already have fuel. Emergency services are still operating, but at reduced capacity. Dispatch systems struggle. Response times increase. Police prioritize violent calls. Everything else waits. Fire departments rely on water pressure that's already beginning to drop as electric pumps fail. This is where the timeline quietly shifts. By hour 12, night arrives, and darkness changes everything. Cities are not designed for darkness. Without power, entire neighborhoods disappear into shadow. Streetlights are gone. Security lighting is gone. Cameras are blind. Motion sensors are useless. The infrastructure that discouraged bad behavior simply stops existing. Most people stay inside. They light candles. They conserve phone batteries. They tell themselves this is temporary, that sleep will reset the world. It won't. Overnight, refrigeration fails. Food begins to spoil. Freezers slowly warm. People don't notice yet. They will tomorrow. Apartments grow colder or hotter depending on the season. Climate control is gone. Elevators are dead weight. Water pressure continues to drop. Hospitals switch to triage mode. Generators are finite. Fuel is finite. Staff can't commute. Patients can't be transferred. Everything becomes a calculation of who is worth the remaining resources. Morning of day 1 feels wrong. The sun rises, but the city doesn't wake up. No traffic hum, no construction noise, no digital chatter, just silence and confusion. By hour 18, the myth of normalcy collapses. People realize this isn't a local outage. It's not coming back quickly. News spreads through word of mouth, through battery-powered radios, through fragments of signal. Panic doesn't erupt yet. Something worse happens first. People move. They leave apartments to find answers. They walk to stores that are already stripped bare. They search for information. They check on family. And in doing so, they flood the streets. Visibility increases. Patterns emerge. This is when opportunistic crime begins, not organized looting yet. That comes later. This is petty theft, smash and grab, stores with broken windows, abandoned vehicles, unlocked doors, crimes of convenience, not strategy. Law enforcement is overwhelmed, not because they're gone, but because demand exceeds capacity. Officers are exhausted. Communication is fragmented. Authority becomes inconsistent, and inconsistency breeds testing. By hour 24, water becomes the dominant problem. Municipal water systems rely on electricity for pumping and purification. Backup systems exist, but they are not designed for prolonged outages across entire regions. Pressure drops, contamination risk rises. Boil advisories would be issued if communication still worked. Sewage systems begin to fail quietly. Toilets back up. Wastewater treatment slows. Sanitation degrades invisibly at first, then catastrophically later. Disease doesn't arrive immediately, but the conditions for it are set in the first day. This is the moment most people finally understand something fundamental. Modern society does not collapse from violence first. It collapses from logistics. Food distribution fails before order does. Water fails before law does. Sanitation fails before morality does. And once those systems degrade, human behavior follows predictable patterns. The first 24 hours are not about survival skills. They are about positioning. People who stay put, conserve resources, limit visibility, and avoid crowds fare better. People who chase information, supplies, or reassurance burn calories, expose themselves, and reveal patterns. This is also when neighborhoods diverge. Some streets become quiet, lights off, movement minimal. People stay inside. They check on each other quietly. They share information. They watch. Other streets become active. Generators roar, music plays, people gather, fires burn, visibility increases, attention follows, criminals notice. Not immediately, not aggressively, but they notice which houses look occupied, which ones look empty, which ones look careless, which ones look desperate. This is not the looting phase yet. This is reconnaissance. And here's the part nobody likes to hear. If you look normal during abnormal times, you stand out. If you behave like life is continuing as usual, you broadcast stability in a collapsing environment. Stability attracts need. Need attracts desperation. Desperation attracts violence. The first 24 hours are not about heroics. They are about restraint. You don't need to solve the crisis. You need to not become visible inside it. That means conserving water early, filling containers while pressure still exists. That means eating perishables first. That means shutting blinds at night. That means limiting movement. That means not advertising preparedness or panic. It also means understanding that help is not coming on your schedule. Government response timelines are measured in days and weeks, not hours. Even well-prepared systems cannot restore grid-scale failures quickly. Coordination takes time, fuel takes time, repairs take time. And during that delay, the public self-organizes in ways that are rarely peaceful. By the end of the first 24 hours, 3 groups have formed. Those who are prepared and quiet, those who are unprepared and anxious, and those who are already adapting to exploit both. The dangerous part isn't that society collapses immediately, it's that people don't realize how fast the rules are eroding until they're already gone. If you understand this timeline, you gain an advantage most people never get. You stop reacting emotionally and start positioning strategically. You recognize that survival isn't about action, it's about timing. The grid doesn't need to fail forever to change everything. It only needs to fail long enough for people to reveal who they really are when the systems disappear. And by the end of the first day, that revelation has already begun. This is the collapse log, and this was only the first 24 hours.